Hey everybody, this is Gainer Milky with the Conscious Success Plan, where we're upskilling for life in the four areas that we use in the Conscious Success Plan, which is love, identity, family, and enterprise. So today I wanted to talk about something that really can show itself in both love and enterprise, and sometimes in family and even within yourself in the identity realm. And that is the high price that you pay for being too nice. And I know that there's a lot of content and talk about um, being nice online and in books and things like that. But when you really get down to it, it's an abandonment of self when you put others' needs ahead of your own, or you let other people coerce you into things that you don't necessarily want to do, but you're not willing to stand up for yourself. And so that's something that, um, you know, some people who prey upon nice people, and we don't like to think that some people do that, but it's definitely something that I've become aware of throughout my life because I've had to, is that there are just some people who you know, are don't have, I guess, a high empathy scale within themselves, and also just are blind to their impact on other people. And that's who they are. And so we need to be aware of that. And especially when you've been told that you're so nice, and I've been told that a lot in business, people say, you're too nice to be in business. And it's like, well, I just try to do the right things and help people where I can, because that's to me what a business is about: adding value for people and serving people. But it can also become, you know, the nice factor can become problematic when you feel a neediness around it, which I know I've been guilty of that, where the N, if you want another acronym in nice, can be a need. I have a strong need to help people, so I tend to never want them to be upset with me, and that's been problematic for me. Um, Not always outwardly, but inwardly. And it sometimes has led to relationships that haven't been good in business and in my personal life. And it's definitely something that I don't want to teach my daughter or the young people that I work with, that being nice is how you just skate through life, because you have to be able to be assertive. And uh, there's a term, assertive truth telling, that's important. So learning those communication skills is really important as well. So one of the best ways to do that, from a stopping the need to be seen as the nice person, is just to learn to kind of detach from the emotion and just issue truth statements, so that you know you get your voice out there and it's not confrontational or viewed as emotional. So that is the N in nice when you think about it. And then for some people, they are attracted to what your integrity is. So they know that they can manipulate you into doing things that you may not want to, but once you've said that you will do it, you've got the integrity to follow through. So that's the I. Obviously nice people are usually empathic, and that some people want to take advantage of that. And that can be true in love relationships where you have a toxic dynamic. you know you can be within yourself uh empathic outwardly, but maybe not empathic inwardly, because you take what other people say to heart, which cannot serve you well. And then in your family too, you want to be empathic, but there comes a point where you do have to, do that assertive truth telling. And of course, in business, you know, it's sometimes um, hard to draw a boundary with somebody who gives you a quote sob story because of that empathy. So something to think about in terms of the nice and the C being competence. So when somebody sees that you're very competent, they might also try to take advantage of that. And this little framework of nice, which is the neediness, the integrity, the competence, and the empathy, I learned from some coercive control training that I've done, is something that people who practice that are actually looking for because they're like predators in a way. That's how their mind works. And, as long as that works for them, they're going to keep doing that. They're going to keep looking for the nice people to take advantage of. And that certainly can turn into an abusive dynamic. And I know I've had personal and professional experience with that. So it's something to be aware of. And really, the purpose of these videos are to expand our awareness of how things might be showing up for you in life in all these different areas, because there's a saying of where you where you show up in one area and how you show up in one area is the same in other areas, and that includes how you know show up for yourself too. So, some thoughts about assertive truth telling, being too nice, or how nice can impact you, and what action steps you can take is really do an inventory. If you're feeling taken advantage of or burned out, it could be that you need to think about maybe your nice becomes more assertive, and you are also nice to yourself by setting some boundaries. So that is just a little bit of some thoughts on the high price of being nice. And if you're struggling with that, you feel free to book a consultation with me, or you can check out Plan C training and learn a little bit more about the programs that we do there. So, with that, I do hope you have a nice day, and I mean that in the healthiest and most conscious way. Do take care.